Here we are with the little tour of the garden. Hopefully you can compare it with the previous one I put on Facebook from 2015. I reckon we're about a month behind what we should be because of all bad weather we've had early on in season. But Mother Nature always seems to catch up, and she's well on her way now to improving things from what they were. This is my little patio area. This is my little sitting down and having a cup of tea place. This little set I rescued. A mate of mine were throwing it out, so I just retrieved it and painted it in green to match my sheds. And it seems to be, that was about 5 years ago, and it's still going strong. Got a little area here up against wall. I know this little thing which used to be a fountain, it looks like a gravestone now. It's all a bit Ozzy Osbourne, but it seems to be alright. Something else I rescued. Got a few pots here and stuff, just to cheer things up a little bit. Just take you further down here. Oh, hang on a minute. Poppy's come to have a look. This is Poppy, who is actually my mum's dog, but she's come to live with me now. And she's quite grateful because she gets a lot of walks now. So she's quite happy being here. Here we are. Here's my two sheds, if you can see them. Now, for those who don't know, and they don't know how sad I am, these are done in the colours of the two railways that used to run through Sheffield. On your left is the LMS, which was the London Midland Scottish Railway, and the green one is the London North Eastern Railway, or LNER. And so I always like railways, so I've done my sheds in their colours. So there we are, a little tribute to the old railways that used to run. I believe on them days they used to run on time as well, most of the time. I don't know how British Rail are these days. Is it still British Rail, or is it Joe Bloggs and Co or whatever? I don't know, couldn't care less. I've got these, made these myself over the winter. Some new raised beds. I've got some plants at the front to give the bees something, which they love, and Mr. Bee is just here now, just having a little buzz round. I do like me bees, and we need to look after them a little bit better than what we've been doing in the past. Now this bed here I made a couple of years back, and I've just put rhubarb in it, and I'm using it sort of a compost heap over here. So I'm putting my kitchen waste in and bits of stuff and my grass and all that stuff. Over here are the strawberries. They're not fully out yet. They'll be about another month or so. They'll be looking a bit better. I think next year I'm going to get some new plants because I think these are a bit exhausted now. So I'll change all them. That's the view looking back towards my house. See my patio and whatever. And this way we've got some new, oh, this is my little shed here. This is my LNER shed. It's been in those colours for a while now. Got a little area here where I've got one of my courgettes, but it's not doing as well, that one. You always get one that's smaller than the rest. I've got 4 plants from a pack of 6 that I did, which isn't bad. And that's the smallest one. I sort of run to the litter. Now this thing's interesting. I like to get stuff that's completely weird and use them as little display items for me pots and stuff. This little trolley thing that you can see originally was used by a mechanic in some garages, but it was actually at a dairy not far from here, and it used to carry the grease or oil can on it. You know, these big barrels of oil that they used to wheel around. I think it was grease actually, but I've just painted it up and used it as a little display thing. Thought it looked a bit interesting. And these are 2 new beds I've just put in over here, if we can get a decent view of them. I built those over the winter, to replace some others that were kind of looking a bit tired. Got onions in here. Some of those I've had to harvest early because they bolted due to the poor weather that we had early. Once they've gone to seed, there's no point keeping them. Once they start building flower heads, because they'll never bulb up, you just get a little bulb and it'll start rotting if you leave them in. So as soon as you get any that are going to flowers, you need to get rid of them. Just pull them out. You can actually use them, but they end up looking like spring onions, very small. But you can actually use them and just chop them up. Got my runner beans further down here. They seem to be doing okay at the moment after a slow start because of weather. Speaking of a slow start, these were more leeks that I've got planted from seeds. They're just about the right size now for planting out. I'll split those up and plant them individually soon. You need to wait until they're about the same size as a pencil, and then you can just drop them in little holes, and don't cover them up though. Just drop them in hole, get a dibber, make a hole, and then just drop them in hole, water them in, and that's it. Leave them. Don't start backfilling them and stuff like that, because your leeks will be all gritty. They need to be in a space where they've not got direct soil contact with the sides of them. So literally just put an hole in, drop them in, and just water them in, and they'll grow from there once you transplant them. Oh, these are my courgettes, which have now flown up and starting to get into flower, so we'll be getting some courgettes soon. I've got 3 decent plants here. I'm going to have to thin these out a bit actually, because there's too much leaf action, and you don't want them touching each other, because you can get all sorts of problems if they start doing that. They need plenty of air, particularly when you've got this kind of weather we've had in the last couple of days here. We've had massive thunderstorms. So although it's alleviated the problem of watering, it's created another problem in as much as everything's got a good soaking. So you do have to start thinning plants out, like courgettes and stuff like that don't like being, who need some air to get around them. So I'll be trimming those leaves back later on, give them a little haircut. Just planted some more stuff yesterday. I managed to get a cutting from somebody. Oh, this is my mint that I use every day. I only drink mint tea now. I've stopped taking anything with sugar in it because I'm getting fat. So I'm only drinking mint tea now, which I make myself. Here's a little feverfew plant. Oh, hang on, Poppy's photobombing again. So here she comes through the undergrowth, investigating, having a little look round at everything. She's always doing that. Yeah, this is a feverfew plant, which is a very good cure for migraine. If you get it, you can make a little thing out of it and take that, and it's a good cure for migraine. Rhubarb, that's flying up again. I've had plenty of little rhubarb crumbles recently. There's my little lupins. I transplanted these because they were in pots before, and they were pot bound. So I've transplanted these, so there's no base in this, so they go straight through to the soil underneath. So they should have plenty to go at. Another one here as well. It's the bees seem to really love. That's me back of my shed. So all in all, starting to look something like now. Like I said, I reckon we're about 3 weeks behind what we normally are. But we have caught up a lot, because earlier it was terrible. I mean, I reckon we were at least a month behind. But we had that horrible thing where you get a cold spring followed by a hot spells where there's no water coming, no rain or anything like that. So consequently, everything starts getting very stressed and stuff like that, and plus you're running around with your watering can all the time. But now we've had more of a mixed thing, you know, some sunny weather and then some wet weather, which tends to be better for everything, catches up then. So I'll probably post something a few weeks time, let you have a look at it in the height of summer. We're not quite there yet. I reckon we've got another month, say, before we get to the height of summer. But at least everything seems to be going well for the time being. And Poppy's just making her way back into the... She's having a look round here now, look. Oh, she's there, look. Have a little mooch round, aren't you, Pops? She's always looking round at everything. Just a little tour of inspection. Just having a look round at everything. Anyway, see you later.